Anita Sarkeesian is shutting down Feminist Frequency after 15 years. By Nicole Carpenter, a senior reporter specializing in investigative features about labor issues in the game industry. Oh. Technically 15 years, I believe. Anita Sarkeesian is tired. It's been more than 10 years since Sarkeesian first released Tropes vs. Women in Video Games on YouTube. It's been 15 years since Sarkeesian's oldest video and the start of what's now known as Feminist Frequency. Let's think back to our favorite Feminist Frequency moments, shall we? My favorite Feminist Frequency moment is when their Twitter account started posting about how racial segregation improves students' performance. That was pretty cool. If you remember that, one of the greatest hits. And then the people Feminist Frequency tweeted it at started being like, "We don't have anything to do with these people. We don't have anything to do with these people. Leave us alone. Leave us alone." It's been 15 years. Over the years, she and her team created several groundbreaking YouTube series, hundreds of podcast episodes, done with dozens of collaborators, a games industry-focused support hotline. Really? And a Peabody award-winning non-profit organization. It's the sort of work that's both essential and draining. Essential. We need the work done. So if they're including the podcast amongst the work that's essential, I don't know. That feels like bullshit. The podcast gets, 1K views, 730 views, 561 views. It's essential work that 561... It's essential for those 561 people who know it exists. Essential. That's pretentious. Calling a podcast that 500 people watch an essential piece of media, I think that's pretentious. Just saying. Pretending it's something it's not. Interesting, it could be. Insightful, maybe. Valuable, maybe. Essential to the whole industry. Nah. Sorry. The games and online harassment hotline turns 2. So the hotline's something she did for years, apparently.
It's Anita Sarkeesian here from Feminist Frequency, and I'm super excited because the games and online harassment hotline is turning 2. That's right. We have been around for 2 years providing confidential emotional support for people who make and play games. So be sure to continue following us on all the socials at Games Hotline and check out our website at
gameshotline.org. Text support to 23368 to get connected. We're online 3 to 7 p.m. every day. USA only. How do I stay safe from a hate raid? You can email only chat or whatever. Also, stay safe. Stay safe from a hate raid. They can't hurt you. They're just in the chat box, brother. They can't hurt you. You're not in danger. How do I stop a hate raid? How do I mitigate the impact of a hate raid in my chat? So on and so forth. Stay safe? What do you mean safe? How it works. Text support to 23368. Answer 2 automated questions. What name can we call you and what's on your mind? You can answer these however you like. The next available agent will respond to you and offer a compassionate ear, basic guidance or referrals to resources, or talk you through options moving forward. Troubleshooting. FAQ. Why haven't you responded to my texts about how I'm suicidal? In 2019, video games had their own hashtag #MeToo moment. What was that? Was that the Blizzard stuff? What was the 2019 #MeToo moment in video games? As many brave individuals came forward with stories that made it impossible to any longer ignore a shameful truth. I don't really remember it, to be honest. The video game industry, like so many others, has long been a place where sexism has run rampant. Where privileged men have utilized imbalances in power to take advantage of female employees, to harass and abuse them, and then to protect themselves from any consequences for their actions. We won't let it be that way anymore. What does a hotline do to stop it? One factor that has enabled abusers to get away with such behavior is that for far too long, the targets of their abuse have often felt isolated, as if they had nowhere to turn. Okay, so, to cure their isolation, we'll give them a text hotline. I don't know, dog. I don't know. No, I didn't put it on screen. I was reading it because it's auxiliary to the article. Sarkeesian's work made feminist critique of the video game industry impossible to ignore. Don't think so. And developers listened. Yes, the video game industry has a long way to go. Not everyone listened. Oh no. It's essential Not because it plays an essential role, but because it should. But Feminist Frequency's criticism helped bring the language of feminism to a space that was often ignorant to it. Though Feminist Frequency started on YouTube, it grew into an organization that made a tangible impact on the industry through its work with studios and developers. True. Didn't she advise directly, for example, on certain things? Though some of Feminist Frequency's initiatives, like Program Manager Jay Lynn's accountability group, Respec, will live on in different ways, the organization as a whole will disband by the end of the year. Never heard of it. Maybe I should look at what it is. The Games and Online Harassment Hotline, which the team spun up in 2019 as the industry reckoned with systemic sexism and harassment, will run through the end of September. Oh, she's ending the mental health crisis hotline. Nice. It's not the first time Sarkeesian has considered shutting down Feminist Frequency. She found it had reached its natural conclusion several times before, but there's always something new pulling her and the team back into it. But this time it's sticking. Yeah, the views aren't going up again. I don't think we talk about that enough, she says. You built this whole thing, and why would you give it up? But sometimes it's actually better we can move on to new things, to take risks and do things that challenge us. Her legacy's twofold. There's the unique video essays and criticism on his YouTube channel, and his external training and support programs. Okay, blah 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 blah. These are simple. What are they going to try and sell us? What is the next thing they're going to try and push us on to? Her work continues to be referred to in academia. Oh no, it's used in English degrees. Ah! In a recent project, students use videos like Lingerie is Not Body Armor and Strategic Butt Coverings, which analyze the male gaze in video games, as a basis of analysis of clothing in the first 100 role-playing games that pop up on Steam. Holy shit. Is university just where you go to pretend to make YouTube videos that no one would actually watch if you made it as a YouTube video, so instead you turn it into a course? That's some fucking... I can't even remember the name of the site. The listicle shit. That's some listicle bullshit. Sarkeesian's work helped illuminate harmful themes in games content. Harmful. What's the harm? And her challenge of misogynistic comfort zones. Again, misogynistic comfort zone, one of my very favorite Sonic levels, helped make that existing hatred visible by providing a clear target. Game designer and Tufts University lecturer Jason Weiser. Hello, Jason Weiser. What have you done? Jason Weiser's website is called madwomb.com. Madwomb. Is this the guy? What have you done? Can I see games you've worked on? He was a comics artist for less than a year. Worked as a contract artist, where he painted cover art for text adventure games. He's instructed people on like 3D animation and stuff. He did an animation for MIT. At Firehose Games for 3 years, he did animation, concept art, modeling, texturing, rigging, design, art, pipeline management, and documentation. Firehose Games. He was at Pixar for 3 months, where he taught them how to use Maya, the software. Okay, what Firehose Games? What have they done? Uh-oh. I don't know, dude. This looks like mobile stuff. Let me peep. The little pictures I'm seeing. They're on Steam. They make rip-offs of other people's games. Apparently. Is this a publisher or a developer? I think they're a publisher. I don't know. No, maybe they're... What the fuck? Oh, they either made or published 20XX. It's not telling me whether it's a publisher or not. Let me check. Okay, the reason they're credited on so many things is they're a dev alongside another dev team a lot of the time. So I guess they people outsource to them. They made like a Satisfactory ripoff / No Man's Sky ripoff. Apparently they made 20XX alongside Battery Staple Games. They developed 20XX, the like Mega Man roguelite. They made Cat Lateral Damage, the game where you run around as a cat and break stuff. Thank you. His input saved women. I don't really care what this guy says about the effect games have on society. Just gonna be real? Is this him? This is him. Okay. At Tufts School of Engineering, this is his official mugshot. I'll read his quote again. Sarkeesian's work helped illuminate harmful themes in games content, and her challenge of misogynistic comfort zones helped make that existing hatred visible by providing a clear target. It's not me! It's not me! I was so over talking about abuse, the dog and pony show of trotting out my abuse. At that point, at my talks about online harassment, I started to be like, I'm not talking about my experience anymore, it's online. You can go and check it out. Shout out to my abuse. Check it out on Instagram. I'm not re-traumatizing myself for the sake of this audience anymore. And that's when I started realizing that I'm just really fucking over this. Yeah, but then you stop doing that and then people don't watch you. It's your gimmick. Oh wait, no, wrong one. There's the Riot stuff and there's the Blizzard stuff. That sucked her back in. People were reaching out to me for help. It's hard to quantify the Hotline's success. All the conversations are anonymous. Yeah, sure. Lynn and Sarkeesian said they were surprised to find that people who had done harm to others in the industry were also texting the hotline. We were prepared for people who were being harassed, but we were not prepared at all for the people who were doing the harassment. What do you mean? The fuck do you mean? Sarkeesian said, explain! The two had to make quick decisions around these sorts of messages. What do we do? The hotline was created as a space for victims, but Sarkeesian and Lynn quickly realized that transformative justice had a role there too. These are anonymous texts, brother. It fell in line with the values we had around understanding harassment and violence as an ecosystem in this environmental issue rather than just one bad apple. We can't force people to change, but for whatever reason, people are showing a bit of vulnerability to admit their mistakes to us. We grew into this role where we could hold the door open for change. Or they're just, like, bullshitting because they can do it anonymously. I don't know, dude. Give an example that you know is real. That's where Respec, a program and support space for people who have caused harm, comes in. Okay, and this is the one that's going to still run, whereas the hotline for people who have been abused is dying in September. Yeah, it said. From that work on the hotline, Lynn created a separate small group initiative that they don't know what Respec will look like after Feminist Frequency closes. They remain committed to keeping it running. It's part of the organization that's clearly influenced the video games industry, even on an individual scale. I really feel like I've witnessed transformation and seen actual cycles of violence and harassment and harm start to get broken in the industry. It's another someone leaves Sarkeesian and continues doing stuff and then she gives up episode. Sarkeesian recognizes that the amount of online harassment she gets currently is abnormal for the everyday person. Is anyone sending anything to her? But the things have slowed down considerably. It gave me space to breathe a little more. I remember a moment where I did get harassed. I don't know what it was, but it was either a Twitter message or an email. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that hurts! And then I was like, wait a minute, that hurts. That's cool. Being able to feel again, that's a form of healing. And by stepping away for a bit, she hopes to keep giving herself more and more space to grow. Did she just admit to, like, being addicted to hate scrolling? I saw someone said something nasty to me. At first I was like, and then I was like, give me more, I need this. I need it! What is, okay. Let me find Jalen Respec. What if I do Feminist Frequency Respec? I can only see the articles talking about Feminist Frequency disbanding. Is this like a private cult member only thing? Okay. Advocates aim... Let me check if this is anything worth looking at. It probably isn't. I guess Respec just falls under Feminist Frequency. They just have something about their hotline. They have the old tropes versus women thing, of course, because that was their biggest thing. News resources. Is it under resources? How do I find this Respec stuff? Not anywhere on their site. Jaelin. Jaelin. Respec. Can't find shit about this. I guess the Feminist Frequency shutting down articles are to promote it so it can actually do stuff or become visible. I don't know.